Today from University of Houston, Cougar Field, we've got the Class 5A Region 3 Championship Series, game number 2, possibly game number 3, right here at Cougar Field between the Kempner Cougars and the Cypress Ranch Mustangs. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome into the broadcast. I'm Lonnie King, and along with Jay Darnell, we're going to bring you all the action today. And Jay, tough one last night for the Kempner Cougars. They experienced defeat not in a different fashion than they've experienced all year long.
Undefeated in the postseason, not many losses in the regular season. I'm really anxious to see how they're going to bounce back after a devastating loss last night. Yeah,
it was a 10-0 loss. Kempner, coming into that game, had only 5 losses on the year, and they were all one-run losses. So it was a loss like they had not experienced all year long. But you and I both had a chance to talk to Coach Jones, and he's still very optimistic about his opportunities today.
And he should be. He's got his basically his ace, Tate Williams, going on the hill for game 1, and he has Dom Taccolini, who, you know, he didn't use much in game 1, so you could see him later on in game 2 or 3 if needed.
Now, if you're John Pope and the Cypress Ranch Mustangs, you've got to be feeling pretty good about your position right now. They were in the same shape after game 1 last week against another 23-5A team, the Clements Rangers. 10-2 win in that one, 10-0 last night here. But they came back with their number 2 guy, Zach Brosh, who came away with a fine performance, and they've got to feel like they're in pretty good shape as well.
Yeah, I mean, when your number 2 has an ERA of 1.29, you've got to feel good about that too. And plus, just the confidence from a hitting standpoint of getting that many hits and scoring 10 runs in 5 innings against Dom Taccolini, their spirits have got to be high after that performance.
So it's for all the marbles this afternoon, one game or two. We'll determine that as we go along this afternoon, but one way or another, one of these two teams is headed to Round Rock for the state tournament next week. We'll have coaches' interviews when we come back. Jay will visit with Mark Jones and John Pope of these two teams when we return here on the pregame show of the Class 5A Region 3 Championship Series on FoxSportsHouston.com.
Staffing services in the Houston area, servicing a national market. Metter Staffing has specialists wanting to serve you in the areas of engineering, accounting, administrative support, industrial, IT, marketing, and many other job categories. They have 7 locations to serve your staffing needs. Call 713-941-0616 and they can direct you to the office nearest you. Metter Staffing on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn.
Open a Texans checking account with First Community Credit Union and you could win a trip to the big game in New Orleans. Just visit TexansChecking.com and open your account. Signing up is easy and free. You'll get a customized Texans debit card. And best of all, you could win a trip to New Orleans for the big game or other great prizes like trips to Texans road games and the 2013 draft in New York City. Be a fanatic. Visit TexansChecking.com and sign up for your chance to win. First Community Credit Union, the official credit union of the Houston Texans.
Jay Darnell now joined by Coach Mark Jones, head coach of the Kempner Cougars. Coach, you were undefeated going into this series here. You lost a tough one last night. Talk about what you told your team and how you think they're going to rebound after a loss, Coach.
Well, here's what I told them. I told them, you know, we're fighting an uphill battle against insurmountable odds, and we got them right where we want them. No, our group is they're a pretty resilient group. If any team in the state, in my opinion, if any team in the state can handle, you know, adversity, the team moms don't like me using that word, but discomfort, let's put it that way. If any team can handle discomfort, it's my bunch of Cougars. You know, we've battled different things throughout the course of the year, and we just told them we need to win 1 to get to 2. So we're going to go all hands on deck to win game 1, whatever it's going to take on the mound, at the plate, defensively. You know what, we're going to throw it all out there, and then we'll deal with the consequences of game 3 if we happen to be fortunate enough to get there.
Well, Coach, you decided in game 1 to throw Dom Taccolini rather than Tate Williams. Talk about what was going through your mind and the process there on who you were going to pitch in game 1.
Well, we had already thought we were playing on Thursday night, and we thought with the distractions that were going to come ultimately the next day, that, you know, we had our pitching set up the way that we wanted it. But after the wet grounds on Thursday, we were not allowed to get on the field and play Thursday. I didn't really want to change the mental preparation of my staff, and so we decided to go with Dom last night in game one, and things just didn't work out our way. He's a competitor, and of course he was upset with his performance, and we don't blame him for that, but we've got to remount and reload, just like we talked about the other night. Remount and reload and come back strong today with Tate.
Well, Coach, going back to Dom Taccolini, and you said all hands on deck on the mound. Does that mean that you plan, since he only threw about 30 or so pitches, do you plan on using him in either game 2 or 3?
Well, that's to be decided. Whatever we feel like is going to give us the best chance to win, and game 1 is what I'm talking about. Because if we don't win game 1, there's no game 3. I'm talking about game 1 today, game 2 of the series. But if we don't get to, past that first ball game today, then they advance and we stay home and watch on TV. So I'm never going to say never, but, I sure am going to want to take care of my pitcher's arms, and, that will be considered as well.
Do you plan on making any hitting adjustments?
No, I think they just threw a kid out there last night that did a real good. I mean, he's a good pitcher, as evidenced by his performance last night. I gave up 2 or 3 hits, I'm not sure which, but had 4 or 5 strikeouts there in the early innings and forced us to hit the ball right at people. Their pitcher did a great job, and our hats off to him. We're hoping that we can do some damage to their staff this afternoon.
Well, Coach, you mentioned a couple of things already, but if you're going to get the victory here in game 2 and push it to a game 3, what are a couple of more keys to the victory?
Well, we've got to be solid defensively. We've got to do offensively what got us here. We got to be able to put the ball in play. We've got to get ahead in the count and throw strikes. I think you asked me last week what were the 3 keys. Those were the 3 keys last week, and we still kind of rely on those 3 things. I think dealing with the weather is obviously going to be a factor. We've been talking for several weeks now about intake of water and Gatorade and just electrolytes to hydrate us and keep us strong on a day like today, because if we go 14 innings, it's going to take a warrior, gargantuan type effort from not only our kids but theirs as well. So, they don't pass out. So, another key to the game would be hydration. We need to make sure that we stay hydrated.
Coach, thanks for the time here before the ball game, and good luck in the matchup.
You bet. Thank you, Jay.
Okay. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll be joined by the Cy Ranch head baseball coach here on FoxSportsHouston.com.
Double-digit pay raises are history. Now money's a lot harder to get a hold of and even harder to hang on to. That's why I, State Farm Agent Earl Thompson, would like to offer you a free discount double check. I will go through your car insurance policy to make sure you are getting the discounts you deserve and aren't leaving any money on the table. So call me, State Farm Agent Earl Thompson in Houston, because being there to help keep more of your money in your pocket is why I'm here. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Jay Darnell now joined by Coach Pope, the head baseball coach of the Cy Ranch. Coach, you got a huge win last night in game 1 with Grant Slaughter going 5 innings, 2-hitter, and scoring 10 runs. Talk about Grant Slaughter's performance.
Grant pitched outstanding. He's been doing that all year for us. We got some guys on base, stole a couple bases. They had a couple pass balls, and we took advantage of it and scored, quite a few runs.
Coach, Dom Taccolini pitched game 1 for Kempner. This is a guy that had an ERA sub 1.0. Talk about how you got to him so early and often.
He just had a bad day, really. I mean, he was having a hard time getting his off speed over the plate, and we stayed disciplined at the plate and didn't swing at it, and kind of dug himself a hole. So we got fastball pitches to hit, and that's what we did.
Coach, you mentioned just a minute ago that you stole a lot of bases. Was that a key coming in, something that you planned on doing a lot?
We've always been aggressive on the base path. I mean, it's if the situation, calls for it, we can steal a bag. We like to steal bases, put as much pressure on the defense as we can.
Now against Tate Williams, kind of their ace that they didn't throw in game 1, what do you expect to see out of him, and do you plan to be just as aggressive?
I don't know much about him. I've heard he's a real good pitcher. He throws, he's left-handed, so I think we faced him earlier this year for a little bit, so don't know really much about him. We're just going to take the same approach we always had, try to work the count in our favor and put the bat on the ball, put it in play, put pressure on defense.
Coach, your ball club got third in District 17 5A, and I know you're not going to give me a straight answer. You're going to give me the coach answer, but Coach, you're one game away from being in the state semifinals. What's going through your head right now?
We're just going to take it one game at a time. I mean, that's the approach we've taken all year. We're going to take it one game at a time. This first game is all we're worried about right now.
Just talk about the amazing playoff run that you had to do just to get to this point.
Well, probably the biggest thing is just getting out of our district. You know, I told the kids that getting out of our district is the hardest thing to do. And once you get in the playoffs, you're going to play teams that are pretty much similar to people we have in our district. So, I mean, that's a compliment to our district, how tough it is to get out. And they had 3 teams, you know, advance at themselves. So, I mean, it's, you know, it is what it is.
So if there are 2 or 3 main keys that you feel like you have to do to win Game 2 or Game 3 here today, what are they, Coach?
I think we've got to keep doing what we've been doing on the mound. We've got to throw strikes. We've got to work ahead. You know, we need to put pressure on their defense any way we can, get guys in scoring position, and we got to get some timely hits.
Coach, appreciate the time here before the ball game, and hopefully we don't have a Game 3 for your sake.
I hope so, too.
Thanks, Coach. Okay. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have the starting lineups here on FoxSportsHouston.com.
1 in 6. That's how many struggle with hunger in America. But what if there was a simple way to feed those in need? Now there is. Just buy select brands at Walmart's low prices during April, and you help secure meals for local families. Go to Facebook and learn more about how you can join the fight. Because hunger is a big problem, and it needs a big answer.
When it just can't wait, come to Texas Emergency Care Center. We're a licensed, freestanding emergency room, open 24 hours a day, every day. Whether it's a broken bone or chest pain, the doctors and staff at Texas Emergency Care Center specialize in emergency medicine. We're ready and waiting, so you don't have to. At Texas Emergency Care Center, you'll be seen in minutes. We're open 24/7 in Pearland, Cypress, and Atascocita. Find us online at txercare.com.
We are back at Cougar Field here, just ahead of game time for game number 2 of this best-of-3 series, and here are the starting lineups for game number 2. First of all, the visitors in game 2 are the Cypress Ranch Mustangs, and they send out this starting lineup. Leon Bird leads it off and plays shortstop. Bryce Stark, the second baseman, bats second. Zach Smith will get the start in right field. He's the number 3 hitter, and the cleanup man is Derek Dickerson, the first baseman. Dalton Stark is the designated hitter. He bats for Zach Brosh, the starting pitcher today, and he'll bat 5th. Dalton Lemoyne, the catcher, bats 6th. Justin Mansour is the third baseman, and he'll bat 7th. The number 8 hitter is Bryce Johnson, the left fielder, and the number 9 hitter is Corbin Martin, the center fielder. Bird at short, Stark at second, Smith in right. Dickerson first, Stark the DH for Brosh, the pitcher. Lemoyne behind the plate. Mansour at third, Johnson left, and Martin in center. The starting lineup for the Cypress Ranch Mustangs. Kempner, the Cougars, will send out this starting lineup. Trace Frick, the third baseman, leads it off. Jordan Hong, the right fielder, bats second. The number 3 hitter is Connor Tagle, the shortstop. And Dom Taccolini, last night's starting pitcher, is the cleanup man. He will be the designated hitter today and bat for their starting pitcher, Tate Williams, the senior. Alec Laverne bats 5th. He plays first base. And Dylan Dusek, the left fielder, will bat 6th. Number 7 hitter in the lineup is the center fielder, Jordan Kopelman, and he'll be followed by Cody Criswell, who gets a start at second base today and bats 8th. And the number 9 hitter is Nathan Lindemuth, the junior catcher for the Kempner Cougars. So again, they're starting 9. Frick third, Hong right, Tackle short. Taccolini, the DH for Williams, the pitcher. Laverne first, Dusek in left. 7, 8, and 9, Kopelman center, Criswell second, and Lindemuth behind the plate. Those are the starting lineups for this afternoon's game. They're being introduced to the fans here in the stadium on a warm, sunny afternoon here on the campus of the University of Houston. And when we come back, we will be ready for the first pitch of this afternoon's game, and it will be all or nothing for the Kempner Cougars, and Cypress Ranch will try to wrap things up. Kempner trying to take it to a game 3. We'll see what happens when we come back on FoxSportsHouston.com.
Across the country talking to real moms about the Walmart low price guarantee. That's your receipt from another store?
Yep.
Let's put it to the test.
Are you kidding?
Walmart lowers thousands of prices every week.
That is crazy. You know how much ketchup we go through?
Walmart lowers thousands of prices every week.
Let me see the receipt.
I promise. If you find a lower advertised price, they'll match it at the register. Look at that savings. There you are.
Are you serious?
And that's the Walmart low price guarantee.
Okay, I can do this all the time.
See for yourself. Bring in your last receipt. See how much you can save.
Oriented, responsible, and reputable. Those are just a few of the words that could be used to describe Metter Staffing, one of Houston's largest staffing services. Metter has gained a superior reputation over the past 4 decades, serving Houston's employers, providing all types of direct hire, contract to hire, temporary, and temp to hire job candidates. If you have a job to fill or looking for a job, call Metter Staffing at 713-941-0616. Follow Metter on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Metter Staffing. They know the people you need to know.
Are you a fan of Demoisier?
Demoisier who? Okay, you know you're smart. You just ordered a premium roast coffee and a savory sausage McMuffin for only $1 each off McDonald's dollar menu at breakfast. So, he has a certain je ne sais quoi.
Protection at refinery and manufacturing plant ladderway, platform, and stair openings should always be a priority. That's why Fabenco, the world's leading manufacturer of self-closing safety gates, has been supplying safety gates to their industrial clients for more than 45 years. Easy to install and adaptable for mounting on all types of handrails, Fabenco safety gates are the choice of Fortune 500 companies. If you'd like to learn more about Fabenco's self-closing safety gates, call them today at 713-686-6620 or visit their website at safetygate.com.
Open a Texans checking account with First Community Credit Union and you could win a trip to the big game in New Orleans. Just visit TexansChecking.com and open your account. Signing up is easy and free. You'll get a customized Texans debit card. And best of all, you could win a trip to New Orleans for the big game or other great prizes like trips to Texans road games and the 2013 draft in New York City. Be a fanatic. Visit TexansChecking.com and sign up for your chance to win. First Community Credit Union, the official credit union of the Houston Texans.
Welcome back to Cougar Field here on the campus of the University of Houston. I'm Lonnie King, and along with Jade Arneal, we are just about set to bring you this one. And Kempner Cougars are the home team in game number 2, and that means Tate Williams, their left-handed senior, is loosening up out on the hill. And, Jay, this is the guy that's been their #1 starter for most of the year, and he's developed into basically the leader on the staff for this team. So Coach Jones, as he told you in the pregame interview, feels pretty confident about the guy he's got going here this afternoon.
Yeah, and I think he should. You know, like you said, the senior, the leader of this ball club, I think he's going to come out and really put his team on his shoulders, and I expect a good low-scoring ball game.
Well, Williams is a left-hander. He'll face a pretty good Cy Ranch lineup. Saw him last night in Game 1, and they pounded Dom Taccolini, who's been no slouch himself on the mound this season. So it's not going to be an easy task. This is going to be a very interesting matchup. And Zach Brosh, when we see him out there in the bottom half of this inning, of course, has been no slouch at all for the Cypress Ranch Mustangs. This really is, and you know, this time of year we probably say this more often than we should, but this really is a matchup of two teams who kind of mirror each other.
Sure is. Can't wait to see how Kempner responds after that big loss. I think they'll come back and have a very strong performance here.
Well, we're about to find out how it starts. Here's the first batter of the game. Leon Bird leads it off, batting right against a left-handed pitcher, and he takes outside for ball 1. And we're underway. Right back with the second pitch. There's a strike called inside corner. Got the call that time from the home plate umpire. Evens it up at a ball and a strike. Warm, sunny afternoon here on the campus of the University of Houston. Breaking ball stays up and out of the zone. 2-1. High clouds overhead. There is no threat of rain, though, this afternoon. The clouds may provide us some shade here after a while. We'll see. But fans are tucked up under the awning here to get this one started. Pitch misses inside, and the count goes to 3 balls and 1 strike on the leadoff hitter in this game. Chopped foul off to the third base side.
Looks like Tate Williams really wants to work quickly in this ball game, especially early on, get into a groove there defensively. Leon Bird on the season hitting over just around .413. That is a terrific average for a leadoff man.
And he's been their leading hitter in the playoffs as well. Carried a .421 playoff average, and he draws a walk to start things off. And so, similar start to last night's game. Bird started the game last night, though, with a double and came around to score the first run of the ball game. And at that point, it was 1-0 after 1, and you thought, well, Taccolini might be struggling with his control and take a few minutes to settle down, but then he really lost it in the second inning, gave up 6 runs there. Here is Bryce Stark, and he lays down a bunt back out toward the mound. Williams off the hill, picks, throws, and gets his man at first base, but the sacrifice moves Bird into second.
Terrific job there. That's all you want to do, just allow that runner from first to second. And with Leon Bird on first, that is a very easy thing to do. Just put the ball in play, and Bird will get to second safely.
Yeah, he's got very, very good speed out there at second base in scoring position now. And he's out there with 1 out, and here is left-handed hitting Zach Smith, the right fielder. Lefty versus lefty, and Williams delivers one off the outside corner.
Yeah, now by doing that, you have a runner on second base with only 1 out in the inning. You have 2 chances for a base hit to score a run.
Williams looks back at second a couple of times. This one gets through the legs of Lindemuth. We saw that a couple of times last night. And that's going to allow Bird to move up to third base.
That just flat out, that cannot happen this deep in the playoffs at this level. You cannot allow easy balls to get by you.
And you would think that's got to be scored a passed ball. It was a pitch down below the knees, but looked catchable. There's a strike called. Comes back on the outer half to get the call.
You know, Tate Williams only hitting about 84, 85 on that fastball. But when you mix speeds well and hit your spots, it gets the job done.
Infield is drawn in now, and that one skips away from Lindemuth again. Hard breaking ball in the dirt that time.
On the season, Tate Williams, 8-1 record with an ERA of 1.07. Opponents are only hitting 187 at the plate against him. Those are very impressive numbers. Of course, so were Taccolini's.
Yeah. Here's the pitch, comes up and in. That misses for ball 4, and Williams now has lost his second batter to a walk here among the first 3, and so runners are on the corners. And here's big Derek Dickerson going to stroll to the plate, right-handed hitter. And he will take just a split second before he steps in to check up the line with John Pope, the head coach, who's in the box at third. No score, we're just underway, and Cy Ranch already with a threat here. Game number 2, they've got 1 game under their belt in this series. And Williams misses high and away for ball 1.
Dickerson with 30 RBI on the season. That's second most on the team. That is not the man you want up with the runners on the corners. I would also look for a possible steal of second here eventually in this at-bat, trying to get 2 runners into scoring position.
Shoots a foul on that pitch off to the first base side. He up in a similar situation in the first inning last night. Grounded out and got an RBI there, so he finds ways to get these runners home. They're playing back at double play depth now with 1 out And a runner at first, and there's a ground ball to second. Flip to short, tackle back to first, and they turn it 4-6-3. Brings an end to the threat and an end to the inning. So a half inning of play, a couple of base runners, no hits, and one man left on base. We're going to the bottom of the half of the first inning. Cy Ranch nothing. Kempner coming to bat, and you're watching it. Brought to you by Texas Emergency Care Center and Fabenco on FoxSportsHouston.com.
Qualified personnel to staff your organization. It's a difficult assignment in today's job market. If this is a challenge for you, then call Metter Staffing Services. They've been assisting Houston area employers for over 43 years and locating all types of personnel, ranging from entry-level administrative candidates to CEOs, and virtually every other job category to meet your employment needs. Join the Metter Staffing conversation online on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Call 713-941-0616 today. Metter Staffing. They know the people you need to know.
If safety is your goal, Fabenco is your gate. Fabenco, the world's leading manufacturer of self-closing safety gates.
Bottom half of the first inning on the way. Cy Ranch threatened with a couple of base runners, but a double play ground ball ended the threat, and no score on the board. And Zach Brosh has loosened it up. The right-hander is ready to face the Kempner lineup, and Jay Brosh, as we've talked about, has been as effective maybe as Grant Slaughter. Maybe not quite as effective, but he's been a very solid number 2 guy for Cy Ranch. Right-hander ready to work, and the first batter he faces is Trace Frick, and Frick takes low and away, ball 1. The bottom half of the first is underway. Right-hander right back with a pitch, called strike at the knees, delayed call there, and you hear the reaction from the Kempner fans.
Brosh with a very impressive numbers as well, with a 1.29 ERA, and opponents are only hitting 215 against him.
Misses high and tight with that one. 2 balls and a strike. Ready to work again, and misses off the outside corner. So Brosh struggling a little, just as Tate Williams did for Kempner. Brosh got the win in Game 2 last week against Clements that clinched the semifinal round for Cy Ranch. There's a foul straight back.
You know, when you look at records, Grant Slaughter 7-2 with 2 saves and 12 appearances, and Zach Brosh is 7-0. This is an undefeated kid out there as your number 2. He has a save and 9 appearances, 2 complete games on the season.
Pitch is popped out into right field. Backing up on it is Smith, the right fielder. Lazy fly ball, and he's there and under for out number 1. And Frick is retired, and it'll bring up Jordan Hong, the little left-handed hitting right fielder.
Hong so far this season hitting .318. Has 7 stolen bases. Has only been caught once. So if he gets on, maybe look for him to try to advance up one.
And he bunts it, slipped coming out of the box, though, and I think that's going to cost him a step, and thrown out by the pitcher. Brosh to first base. A couple of things didn't go his way there. He bunted it, frankly, too close to the pitcher, right back out in front of the mound, and then slipped coming out of the batter's box.
Yeah, I mean, that wasn't exactly a drag bunt. When you're trying to get a base hit out of a bunt, that's normally what you do. That wasn't the case right there. And yeah, when you try to bunt for base hit, you also bunt it down the third base line in that case. And like you said, just flat out straight to the pitcher. And honestly, it was kind of an easy play.
Connor Takel steps in, left-handed hitting shortstop. Big contributor on this Kempner team all season long. He's done some work on the mound for him as well, and if it gets to a Game 3, we might see him. We might see Gavin Tristan. Coach was a little non-committal on that coming into the game. There's a foul ball off the railing of the first base dugout.
So Takel hitting .396 on the season, upping that number here in the postseason, hitting .455. Had one of the 2 hits that Slaughter allowed last night, and that was a double. So not much going offensively, but he was on.
Slaughter was dominant as you can be in a game that is not a no-hitter. 2 balls and a strike now to Takel, and Brosh ready to work, delivers to the plate. Shot back out into center field. That one will get down in front of the center fielder, and a 2-out base hit. First hit of the ball game belongs to Connor Takel.
Yep, not surprising that Takel's the first one to get a hit. You know, you're not a verbal commit to, or I'm sorry, I believe he's actually signed with the Rice University. You know, you don't go play baseball for that school unless you are very, very talented.
So he's on now with 2 outs, and it brings up Dom Taccolini.
Notice I said baseball, not football.
Yeah.
We love your Rice football.
There's a breaking ball for a strike dropped in there on the outside corner. Taccolini, if you were with us last Friday night, late into the evening, you saw him blast a grand slam walk-off home run that sent Kempner into this series. Was 0 for 1 last night. Takes low for ball 1 here. 1-1. Neither Brosh or Williams looks like they're going to burn up the radar gun here this afternoon, but crafty, I guess, would be a good word to describe either one of them. There's a throw over to first. Close play at the bag over there.
Very, very close play as Dickerson almost made the tag. Takel leading off a little bit too far.
Doesn't inch so far away on this lead, and the pitch is low and in the dirt. He's off with the pitch, though, and the throw glances, I think, off a bird into shallow left field, and Takel will get up and head to third without a throw. Be interesting to see that one again, but I think that the second baseman, Bryce Stark, was waiting on that throw, and Bird might have gotten his sight line there. Here it is again.
Yeah, first of all, it's just a poor throw, though, as you see there, the ball bouncing right there. And, yeah, it looks like Bird came in late, and he couldn't catch the ball bouncing off the grass and misplayed it and rolled into left field where nobody was.
Well, it'll be a stolen base for Takel that gets him to second, then an error.
That's got to be an E2 on the
E2
catcher,
on the throw, yep. And he's at third now with 2 outs and a 2-2 count on Taccolini at the plate. RBI situation for Dom, and he rolls one to third. Scooped up, though, and a long throw across is in time from Mansour to Dickerson for the putout. So each team strands a runner at third base in the first inning. Nobody scores, though, and we head to the second scoreless here on FoxSportsHouston.com.
Talking to real moms about the Walmart low price guarantee. That's your receipt from another store?
Yep.
Let's put it to the test.
Are you kidding?
Walmart lowers thousands of prices every week.
That is crazy. You know how much ketchup we go through?
Walmart lowers thousands of prices every week.
Let me see the receipt.
I promise. If you find a lower advertised price, they'll match it at the register. Look at that savings. There you are.
Are you serious?
And that's the Walmart low price guarantee.
Okay, I can do this all the time.
See for yourself. Bring in your last receipt. See how much you can save.
Scoreless after an inning. Welcome back in to Cougar Field here on the campus of the University of Houston. School is out for the summer here. Well, I guess the summer session will start shortly. Although there are graduation ceremonies from some of the area HISD schools that are going on over at Hofheinz Pavilion, which is right next door to us here. So there's a crowd of people here on the campus today, and the first pitch of the second inning is swung on and grounded to second. Dalton Stark, the DH, is retired by Cody Criswell, and that's out number one.
Yeah, Tate Williams, has really stepped up so far here in this ball game and shown his senior leadership, as you mentioned before the ball game, and I expect to see that for a few more innings. Then I'm sure Cy Ranch eventually will get to him.
Well, the big double play at the end of the first really helped him out in that situation. Showing bunt there is Dalton Lemoyne, the catcher, and draws the bat back.
Yeah, how often do you walk two people in an inning and not give up a run?
One and 0 pitch. Here it comes, outside and high. Ball 2-0 to the right-handed hitting catcher, Lemoyne. Lemoyne, and we'll see if it holds here. His pitch is high. Ball 3-0. He's something of an anomaly last night. A catcher who got on base and then ran for himself. Stayed out there to run the bases instead of taking the courtesy runner. He takes a 3-0 strike there.
I believe Dalton is a football player as well. Very speedy athlete, so in that case your courtesy runner is probably not as fast, and you want to you don't need to take advantage of the courtesy runner.
Well, as he gets older and a little wiser, he'll take somebody running for him any chance he gets. But youth is served, and he is on with a free pass at first base, and he will stay out there and run for himself.
This is not a good sign for Tate Williams, having this many walks. 3 walks already through just 1 1/3 inning of play.
Well, and Mark Jones told you that it's all hands on deck here in game 2. They're not even concerned about what might go on in game 3 because they've got to get there first. So we'll see how short the leash is on Williams.
Just to give you some perspective, 65 1/3 innings pitched on the season, only 27 walks. Though this is very unlike Tate Williams.
Got the strike call there. Runner off with the pitch. It's low, and Lindemuth won't have a play at all. It'll be a stolen base because Lemoyne took off before or with the pitch, and he's out there at second. Now in scoring position with 1 out.
Laverne walking over, as you see there, telling his pitcher something. Communicate maybe who's got second base there on a possible pickoff.
Pitch to the right-handed hitter, misses off the outside corner. Monsieur thought about it. They appeal. Hands down, and it's a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Wind's blowing from right to left, a little crosswind here. It will help a ball hit out to left field. Here's a pitch. Misses low, ball 3.
In danger of walking another man. Got to throw strikes here in the playoffs.
Checks the runner at second. Checks again. And delivers up. No, gets called strike 2 there. Well, that one I thought was high and away, and
yeah, it was definitely outside.
So did Monsieur.
Yeah, it was definitely outside, no question. But sometimes as an umpire, when you see that hitter on a close ball 4 play drop the bat and start to take off, you just throw him a strike out there. Umpires do not like to be shown up.
Fills it up at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swinging a ground ball to short. Sharply hit. Takel keeps the runner at second and throws across in time to retire Monsieur. Lemoyne looked like he thought about taking off for third, but I think he didn't see the bobble there. He might have had a chance to make it.
I tell you what, Takel, I know you want to get the for sure out in that case, but I think he easily could have got the runner out at second base. He was well well away from the bag. I think a nice, easy flip over to the second baseman. He could have tagged him.
2 outs in the inning, though, and it brings up Bryce Johnson, the number 8 hitter, their left fielder.
It's never a bad thing to get the second out.
There's a pitch that's in the dirt, gets away. Lindemuth's throw is going to be high over to third base. And in on the wild pitch is Lemoyne. So there you see it. We talked about Lemoyne, the catcher, staying out there, but he shows that he's a pretty good base runner. So he's at third base now. Second runner to advance that far for Cy Ranch, and that pitch misses outside. Pitch gets away. Here comes the runner to the plate, and he's home. And Kempner got caught napping on the throw back to the mound.
Wow, you never see this at the varsity high school level, especially the caliber of these teams. I don't know if we can watch that again, but just a nice, easy toss back to the pitcher who mishandled it, got by him. It didn't get very far away from him, only about 5 feet, but terrific base running by Lemoyne over there at third base. Very heads-up play. Tate Williams just clearly off. I don't know what it is, but he is not on target today.
3 balls and no strikes now with that pitch to Bryce Johnson.
So is that an E1?
You got to give it to somebody, or call it a stolen base, a steal of home.
Yeah.
But a run is across no matter what. The 3-1 pitch is a strike. Strike 2. He's come back after going 3-0 to toss a couple of strikes on the outside corner, and it's 3-2 now. Cy Ranch has put a run on the board without the benefit yet of a base hit. There's ball 4, the 4th walk in the second inning of work now for Williams, and another runner is on with 2 outs here in the top of the second.
You cannot allow your team, if you're coach, if you're Coach Jones for Kempner, you cannot allow Cy Ranch to jump out to another big early lead. Your team was already demoralized after last night, and if this happens again in the first couple of innings, that's bad news.
And the right-handed hitting Corbin Martin steps in, number 9 hitter in this lineup. He takes ball 1. 82 miles an hour on the gun for that pitch.
I think if this walk fest continues, you'll see the DH Dom Taccolini warming up.
And the runner is off with a pitch, and Cy Ranch has obviously decided they can run on Nathan Lindemuth, and Bryce Johnson is in with a stolen base.
Yeah, and Coach Pope told us, they're an aggressive team, and I think they're being a little bit more than aggressive. They're being over-aggressive here today, but it's worked out for them in a good way.
There's a breaking ball that he drops in there nicely for a strike.
When you're only throwing, low 80s, but that breaking ball's coming in at 69, there's a big gap there between your fastball and off speed, and that's really all that matters, just trying to throw the timing off of the hitters. Oh, wow.
Thought he got the outside corner with that breaking ball.
Yeah, that was a backdoor curveball. That was a beautiful pitch by Tate Williams, and that should have been a backdoor strike called right there.
2 balls and 2 strikes. The scoreboard had 3-1, but the home plate umpire lets us know that it is a 2-2 count.
Yeah, and then when you're not hitting your spots, that strike zone just gets tighter and tighter.
2-2 pitch. Called strike 3, and Martin knew it. He started walking back to the dugout immediately, gone looking, and that'll bring it into the inning. But a couple of walks, a wild pitch, and we think a steal of home. We'll get the official ruling on that. But it's 1-0. Cy Ranch takes the lead to the bottom half of the second. You're watching it on FoxSportsHouston.com.
Open a Texans checking account with First Community Credit Union, and you could win a trip to the big game in New Orleans. Just visit TexansChecking.com and open your account. Signing up is easy and free. You'll get a customized Texans debit card. And best of all, you could win a trip to New Orleans for the big game, or other great prizes like trips to Texans road games and the 2013 draft in New York City. Be a fanatic. Visit TexansChecking.com and sign up for your chance to win. First Community Credit Union, the official credit union of the Houston Texans.
When it just can't wait, come to Texas Emergency Care Center. We're a licensed, freestanding emergency room, open 24 hours a day, every day. Whether it's a broken bone or chest pain, the doctors and staff at Texas Emergency Care Center specialize in emergency medicine. We're ready and waiting, so you don't have to. At Texas Emergency Care Center, you'll be seen in minutes. We're open 24/7 in Pearland, Cypress, and Atascocita. Find us online at txercare.com.
Zach Brosh ready to work in the second inning, and he's got a 1-0 lead now as he heads back out to the hill. And he will face the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the lineup. Alec Laverne, Dylan Dusek, Jordan Kopelman due up here in the second. As Kempner trails 1-0 now, and the first pitch to the right-handed hitting first baseman is on the outside corner for strike one.
Yeah, Laverne has been very, very hot here in the postseason, hitting .350 with a .500 on-base percentage, so a lot of walks.
Took something off of that one, dropped it in there at 76 miles an hour, and
looked like that was a changeup.
I think so, and Laverne was out in front of it, and now falls behind 0-2.
Or a slower fastball.
Shoots a foul down the right field line on the 0-2 pitch, and so count stays there. Laverne will be followed by Dylan Dusek. Jordan Kopelman due up third here in the second inning. Tagle got a 2-out single in the first against Brosh. Pitch is low and away and skips in, and Lemoyne goes down to his knees. Nobody on, though, so.
Yeah, and honestly, I think he meant to do that. He wanted to see if he could get the hitter, Laverne, to go fishing at a bad pitch because it was an 0-2 count, and he knew nobody was on and he wouldn't be harmed by it.
Brosh ready to work. Stays outside again, tried to go fishing again, and evens it out at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Laverne is having a running conversation, I think, with the home plate umpire. Here we go with the 2-2 pitch. Looped out into center field and deep. Backing up on it is the center fielder, still going back, and he reaches up and makes the catch.
Boy,
nice
Martin.
Job out there by Corbin Martin.
Terrific defensive play by Corbin Martin. Just read it beautifully. Also plays quarterback for Cy Branch, so you know he's an athlete. Let's watch that one more time. There it's in, and it didn't look like it was hit that hard at first, but it kept carrying. He's running, tracking it, and then fully extending right there at the end to grab it. Nice job of hitting, though. Just bad luck that center fielder's pretty good.
Looked more like a wide receiver going with the over-the-shoulder catch like that. Dusek steps in, and left-handed hitting left fielder takes a ball low, 1-0. Dusek had one of the 2 hits that Grant Slaughter allowed in last night's game. And if you missed the audio on that one last night, you missed a dominating performance by Grant Slaughter in game 1. He faced just 17 batters in 5 innings, gave up 2 hits and no walks. Here's a pitch to Dusek, swung on, fouled straight back into the screen.
Yeah, Dylan Dusek has struggled a little bit here in the postseason. Normally a .345 hitter, but here in the playoffs, only .250. And that happens. Ask Craig Biggio and Jeff Bagwell. It's a little bit tougher in the playoffs.
Yeah, actually, that's a little better than they hit their first couple of rounds through the playoffs. It's a roller foul outside the line. The throw went across from Monsieur to Dickerson, but Dusek will come back and pick up the stick and do it all again with a 1-2 count. These 2 teams playing their 5th round of the playoffs here in Region 3, and the winner goes to Round Rock. Swing and a miss over the top of that one. Dusek is gone. That's the first strikeout for Brosh this afternoon.
Yeah, I think this game is so far, it's only 1-0, but I think it's leaning towards Cy Ranch a lot just with the pitching, and I think Brosh is hitting his spots, making great pitches. Cy Ranch playing terrific defense, and I just don't see the fire that I did last week by the Kempner Cougars so far.
There's a strike on the outside corner to Jordan Kopelman, the center fielder for this Cougar team and right-handed hitter. 0-1 the count. Brosh ready to work again. Kicks, delivers, check swing, fouled off. And that one will hit the overhang above the deck that goes around the stadium here above the concourse level. Seats down below the concourse and up above as well. Everybody, mostly this afternoon, the crowd that's here has found their way up into the shade under that awning, and there's a check swing again, and Kopelman got a piece of it. The ball keeps finding his bat, and it's an 0-2 count. Cy Ranch with a 1-0 lead here as we play in the bottom of the second. Kempner's got the only hit of the game, though. Breaking ball dropped in on the black of the inner half of the plate and called strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts ends the second. It's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Kempner, and that'll do it. You're watching the Region 3 5A Championship Series presented by Texas Emergency Care Center and Fabenco on FoxSportsHouston.com.
Hooray for mornings and things that make them good. Hooray for beaming smiles that make my day. Hooray for stops and goes. Hooray for colors and quick hellos. Hooray for surprises that walk my way. Hooray for friends I'll make. Oh hey, hey. Hooray for treats that make me smile, like magic stripes that fill the sky. Hooray for days that make me say, oh hooray for today.
Our broadcast this weekend brought to you by Texas Emergency Care Center. There you see TXERcare.com. Check them out. And Leon Bird leads it off here in the third. Second time through the order here for Cy Ranch against Tate Williams. And he starts him off with a strike and right back with a pitch that stays up and out of the zone. Evens it up at 1-1. Williams has delivered a pitch that shot foul down the right field line. Williams has thrown more pitches to this point than Brosh has. We'll try to get a pitch count on these guys, but you talked about the game leaning in favor right now of Cy Ranch, and if nothing else on the sheer fact that Williams has thrown a lot more pitches as Bird flies out to Kopelman in center field. That's out number 1.
I don't think Kopelman even took a step right there. Maybe half a step to his right. That ball was right on a line, straight to him.
So 1 out here in the top of the third inning. And Bryce Stark steps up. Sack bunt his first time up, right back to the mound. And the pitch to him low and inside for ball 1. Williams ready to work, rocks into the motion. Got a nice, easy, fluid motion out there. Doesn't look like he's working real hard. That's always a bad job to try and judge a pitcher by the effort he's putting out there, because some guys just have that nice, easy motion. And there's another fly ball out to center field and another can of corn for Kopelman, out number 2.
That's a nice, piece of hitting there. It's just a line drive to center field. But if that's in the gaps, and those are both base hits. Unfortunately, they're both directly to Kopelman in center field.
So 2 outs in the inning. Here is Zach Smith, the number 3 hitter, and starts him off with strike 1.
Well, it's a slow curveball. That's a good-looking ball.
Just misses off the outside corner. And you see by the reaction, the way that Lindemuth is framing those pitches and the way that Williams is reacting, that they're thinking that those pitches are not missing the strike zone. There's a bunt back out in front of the mound. Williams picks, has to hurry, but throws in time to get Smith. And that is a nice 1-2-3 inning. The rebound from the run that scored in the second. And we're through 2.5. Kempner coming to bat in the bottom of the third. You're watching the 3A5, or the Region 3 5A Championship Series presented by Texas Emergency Care Center and Fabenco on FoxSportsHouston.com.
If safety is your goal, Fabenco is your gate. Fabenco, the world's leading manufacturer of self-closing safety gates.
Result-oriented, responsible, and reputable. Those are just a few of the words that could be used to describe Metter Staffing, one of Houston's largest staffing services. Metter has gained a superior reputation over the past 4 decades, serving Houston's employers, providing all types of direct hire, contract to hire, temporary, and temp to hire job candidates. If you have a job to fill or looking for a job, call Metter Staffing at 713-941-0616. Follow Metter on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Metter Staffing. They know the people you need to know.
You guys should be here for some of the discussions in between innings. But Kempner up here in the bottom half of the third inning. They trail 1-0 in this game, and leading it off is their number 8 hitter, Cody Criswell, gets a start at second base. Gavin Tristan started at second in last night's game. He and Criswell split time. There's a half swing, but he went through on that one, and he's got a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Right-handed hitter against a right-handed pitcher, and that one bounces in. 2-1.
I think Tate Williams is working a little bit quicker than Brosh, but Brosh still not working slowly. He's just not quite as quick as Williams. That's why the game's gone so quick here.
Looper out into left field. It's going to drop, and Criswell has the second hit of the ball game. And both of those belong to Kempner. And the leadoff man reaches here in the third inning, and we'll see if Kempner can do anything with that as Nathan Lindemuth, the number 9 hitter, gets ready to step up.
You know, it looks like if Johnson got a better jump on that, he could have made a diving attempt there and maybe could have come away with it. Let's watch it one more time. There's the hit, and it kind of slowed up at the end. It was pretty close to him.
Well, if he dives, though, and doesn't get it, that's a 3-base hit, maybe even an inside-the-park home run. So might have been just playing it safe there.
With the lead.
First pitch to Lindemuth is low for a ball. He's backing out, and he's a candidate to lay down a sacrifice here. We know that Coach Jones likes to move base runners around, and he hadn't had the chance to do that much. Squares the bunt this time, gets it down. Third baseman going to go back to second in time to get the force on Criswell coming down, and just barely ahead of the throw.
The 5-4 fielder's choice.
Nice play by Mansour, and he did not hesitate, and that's what got him that out. Look at it again here. He goes immediately. And yeah, it's actually Bird covering at second.
Oh, that's right, 5-6. Sorry.
So,
you know, honestly, we've seen 3 bunts, and none of them have been good.
Yeah, that one was a little bit too strong toward the third baseman that time.
In that situation, when you know the third baseman's charging, then you don't want to bunt it down there. You want to bunt it between the pitcher and third baseman.
Courtesy runner over at first base. It looks like Gavin Tristan over there running for Lindemuth, the catcher, who heads back to the dugout to get the gear on for the 4th inning.
Now here's a courtesy runner you want in the ball game. 11 stolen bases, has been caught stealing 0 times on the season. I would definitely look for him to try to steal a bag here.
Now again, we talked about both these teams kind of being aggressive on the base paths. Kempner just hadn't had the opportunity. They haven't had enough base runners to be aggressive in this series. We'll see if Tristan's going to take off. There's a fly ball off the bat of Frick. It's going to carry out to the center fielder, and making the catch out there underneath it is Martin for out number 2. So now with Hong, a left-handed hitter, coming up, 2 outs in the inning, we might see the runner from first take off and try to get into scoring position here. Two outs, left-handed hitter Hong. He tried to lay down a bunt and bounced out, swings at the first pitch, loops it out into right field. It's going to hang up for Zach Smith, though, and he'll get there to make the catch for out number 3. And that brings an end to the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Another hit for Kempner, but another runner stranded, and we go to the 4th. Cypress Ranch with a 1-0 lead in the series and a 1-0 lead in the game number 2. And you're watching it on FoxSportsHouston.com.
1 in 6. That's how many struggle with hunger in America. But what if there was a simple way to feed those in need? Now there is. Just buy select brands at Walmart's low prices during April, and you help secure meals for local families. Go to Facebook and learn more about how you can join the fight. Because hunger is a big problem, and it needs a big answer.
Fox Sports Houston bringing you the Region 3 5A Championship Series presented by Texas Emergency Care Centers and Fabenco. We're glad you're along for the ride this afternoon. I'm Lonnie King, and along with Jay Darnell and the whole gang that's here, we're glad to bring this one to you. There's a line drive on the first pitch to Derek Dickerson, and it's speared by the second baseman, Cody Criswell.
Yeah, Criswell showing us the defense that we're used to seeing from the Fort Bend Kempner Cougars there. Very impressive jumping play. Robbing Dickerson of a base knock right there.
Derek hustled it up the line like he was going to make Criswell prove that he had the baseball in his glove.
Well, I think he was thinking that, you know, maybe if he had dropped it or something, he could have turned one into 2.
It was headed for the gap. It was going to split the outfielders. There's a line drive down the line. It skips by the third baseman down the left field line, and losing his footing between first and second, but he'll get back to first. Dalton Stark tripped up. He was definitely going to try for 2 on that one, and fortunate to get back to first base with a single.
Just got tripped up over his own feet there.
You just it's funny because everything's well that ends well, but it was he took a pratfall going around the bag at first there.
Yeah, I guarantee Coach Pope would not have been laughing had he been thrown out, especially in a 1-0 ball game here where every base runner is critical.
That, by the way, here in the top of the 4th inning is the first hit allowed by Tate Williams. So now a runner on at first base. And Williams looking right at him. Throw back over there again. And they're reacting like they expect Lemoyne to try and move the runner up here, maybe with a bunt. And he shows no indication to bunt. Pitch is up and away for ball one.
Yeah, whenever Cy Ranch has somebody on, every single time I believe they've either bunted them over, attempted a steal, or a hit and run.
Yeah, I believe you're absolutely right. Stark goes with the pitch, swing and a miss, and foul tip. Lindemuth turn around.
Well,
and you can't get batter's interference there on a swing and a miss, but
that was not a foul tip. Otherwise, would have made the runner go back to first. I think they're saying
he just
flat out missed it. And I believe it was originally a hit and run. That's why he tried to swing on it to save his runner, but
works out for him anyway. He's down at second base with another stolen base, and I think this aggressive base running approach by Cypress Ranch has maybe gotten these Kempner pitchers a little bit out of their rhythm that they've been accustomed to being in. Here's a pitch, looped out into right field. That's in no man's land. It looks like it's going to hang up, though, for Hong, and it will. He'll make the catch, and taking a look at second is Stark, but he won't go anywhere, and out number 2 is in the books here in the 4th inning. Justin Mansour will step up. Grounded to short his first time up, 0 for 1. Right-handed hitter with a runner out in scoring position. Righty versus lefty as Williams looks in for the sign. Long look out at second base and delivers to the plate. Breaking ball swung on and chopped foul down by Coach Pope, and the E-coach down in the box down there.
Yeah, maybe one of these next few plays there we'll get a camera on Coach Pope and watch him giving his signs to his base runner. Probably nothing going on right here, though, with a runner on second, 2 outs.
Pitch stays outside. I just noticed, too, the coaches are out of uniform there. They've got the blue undershirts on, and the players have the yellow shirts under the sleeveless tops.
Yeah, you see Coach Pope there reminding him 2 outs. You're going on anything.
1-1 pitch, breaking ball misses low, 2-1.
Going on anything hit. So let me rephrase that for you.
Dalton Stark out at second base, single and a steal. Here's the pitch. Rolled to the first base side. Laverne waits. He'll underhand flip to Williams, and he drops it. And another run's going to score. And that's the second time in 2 days we've seen Kempner drop an underhand flip to a base like that. And Williams just bends over and looks down at the ground. And another run is across, and it's 2-0. Look at it again.
Yeah, I mean, this is just not Tate Williams' days. Perfect throw right on the money. Great defensive play there by Laverne to get it to Williams. Hit him right in the numbers, and he's just having an off day.
And Mark Jones is coming out. I think he's checking on the health of Williams right now. Williams took a tumble there after he dropped that throw, so this may be more about making sure he's all right than talking to him about pitching here.
Yeah, if he was fine after that tumble, then he wouldn't be bending over right there in that situation. You can tell something happened, and we'll see if that lingers at all throughout the ball game here, and if that affects his pitching at all. I'm sure it's something to do with one of his legs. They're going to give him a couple of warm-up pitches to make sure he's okay and able to throw comfortably.
Mansour reaches on the error, so he will not get an RBI out of that as Stark came around to score. And because that would have been the third out, that run, and if any other runs come across here in the inning, any more that come across would be unearned. We saw last night in game 1 of this series a ground ball to Tackle at shortstop in that second inning that he had an underhand flip similar to that one from Laverne to Gavin Tristan at second base, and Tristan dropped it in a similar fashion, and it opened up the floodgates in that inning to a 6-run inning. And we've seen Kempner the last few weeks, and we're just not used to seeing that on their defensive side on the infield.
I think defensively is why they won the last series against Cy Creek, because they played flawless defense.
First pitch to Bryce Johnson, misses up and away. It's 1-0.
I think the music is playing, and they're trying to get that.
I'm not sure the guys in the control booth can hear the music.
I don't think they can. That's the problem.
Throw goes over to first base, and they almost caught Mansour leaning the wrong way. In fact, he did lean the wrong way. A little bit stronger throw might have had him.
Yeah, they caught him. It was just the throw was not right on target. Let's watch it one more time. You know, if he tagged him more towards the arm, I think he could have been out.
They go back over there again, trying to keep him close. Now you can tell this is weighing on Williams this afternoon, this thought that these runners are going to be taken off, and he's devoting a lot of attention to the guys on base, and he delivers that pitch up and away for ball 2.
In a normal situation, when they're not running as often, you're concentrating more on the batter, maybe looking over there at the runner, but
high ball 3-0.
But now in this situation, you know they're going to be doing something. You're trying to think ahead. What are they going to be doing? Maybe a hit and run. Tate Williams does have a terrific pickoff move, though.
Pitch is a strike on the 3-0 count. Johnson was taken all the way, and he'll take it for strike 1. He drew a walk his first time up, was stranded at second base back in the second inning. 3-1 pitch. Swung on, skied out into right field. Hong backing up on it. He'll get there and under and make the catch for out number 3. But an error allows an unearned run across in the inning on 1 hit. And we're through 3.5, headed to the bottom of the 4th. 2-0 Cy Ranch on FoxSportsHouston.com.
Important at your facility, then you need to talk to the folks at Fabenco, the world's leading manufacturer of industrial self-closing safety gates located right here in Houston, Texas. They offer a full range of OSHA-required safety gates that fit unprotected openings up to 60 inches on ladders, platforms, stairs, and mezzanines. They can also design custom safety gates for any special needs you may have. So keep your people safe and your facility OSHA compliant. Call Fabenco today at 713-686-6620 or visit their website at safetygate.com.
Chances are you spent plenty of time dreaming about it. Nothing but carefree days of doing whatever you want, whenever you want. Retirement. You've dreamed about it, but have you planned for it? Don't put it off any longer. Turn to an agent you know from State Farm, the company you trust, to help you with annuities, health insurance, IRAs, and rollovers. Call me, Earl Thompson, today at 281-893-0550, providing insurance and financial services.
Bottom half of the 4th inning, Lonnie King, Jay Darnell back along with you here. 2-0 now as Brosh heads back out with an extra run under his belt, but he's going to face the meat of the Kempner order here in the 4th inning. 3, 4, and 5 hitters due up, Tackle, Taccolini, and Laverne. And we'll see if they can get anything going against the right-hander who has allowed 2 hits through the first 3 innings. No walks, and a breaking ball up and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Brosh has not been as impressive with his speed on his pitches as Slaughter was last night for Cy Ranch, but he's been just as effective. Misses inside. This time 2-0 to the leadoff man. Tackle has one of the 2 hits for Kempner in this game. Pitch misses low, skips away from Lemoyne behind the plate. Goes to 3-0 now on the leadoff man. Taccolini waits to hit next. Kempner trying to do something to generate some offense against this Cy Ranch team that shut down Clements out of 23-5A last weekend, and so far has done so against Kempner. But there is a pitch low for ball 4, and Takel starts off the 4th inning with a free pass to first.
You know, you mentioned they need to spark some offense here, so you think they'll try to do something different here with the runners and hitter?
Well, I think Takel is a guy who likes to run the bases. Now, we've seen a couple of times where his base running bravado has gotten him in trouble. So I'm trying to think of a tactful way to put that. But, you know, we saw last week where he took off and got himself in a rundown and
picked off, yeah.
Got it caught and ran him out of an inning. They wound up winning that game anyway. And here's Taccolini, who swings at the first pitch and shoots a foul. Right field side out of play. 0-1 the count to the right-handed hitting DH. He's just a junior. Brosh comes set and delivers. Pitch is low, and Lemoyne keeps it out in front of him. Takel over at first base. Threat to go. He's not the fastest guy by any stretch of the imagination on this team, but he will not hesitate to run here, and they hold him on. Dickerson's got him on at first base, and Brosh throws over that way. It does open up a big hole on the right side of the infield, though, but with the right-handed hitter Taccolini, he'd have to go opposite way to get a ball through that hole.
I think Taccolini might be just good enough to be able to do that, though. It looks like he's trying to go
right side there.
Hit it that opposite way.
Fouls it off, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes.
Keeping his hands out in front and waiting on that pitch. Those are 2 signs of trying to go the other way with it.
Brosh comes set again, looks over the shoulder at first and delivers to the plate. Goes right field down the line. That's got a tail on it, though, and it's going to be foul. Well, we've seen it now. Taccolini is definitely trying to go opposite field.
Well, that was almost an opposite field home run. He tattooed that ball. There's a lot of traffic out there on the street, so you hit it over that right field fence, and good chances you're going to hear a window break.
And they will have no clue what's coming if or when that happens.
And that's due to all the graduations, as you mentioned. HISD with 78 million schools.
Throw goes over to first base. Takel back on there. He's really not getting a big lead away over there. Takes about 3 steps and sets up. And then inches away a little bit further. Brosh to the plate. Just missed inside. He wanted that call. And you can tell by his reaction.
Now, I think a lot of people, when you see that pitch, you're going to think, oh, well, that's way inside. But Taccolini was crowding the plate. So you don't look at where he is in relation to the plate. You just got to look at the plate. If the ball crossed the plate, no matter how close it was to the hitter, then strike.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody out. Leadoff man reached on a walk, and here's the pitch. Low and away, skips by the catcher, and Takel will get to second. On the wild pitch, he's now in scoring position. So now Taccolini has a full count, 3-2. First base open, and a runner out in scoring position. And Leon Bird and Connor Takel talking over some stuff out there at second base.
Yeah, I think this little call here between the battery mates is just flipping signs. With a runner on second, you don't want to give the same signs that you've been doing all game. You want to mix it a little bit so the runners cannot figure out the signs and then later on tip it back to the hitter.
3-2 count. Here's the pitch. Swung on back up the middle, a base hit. Takel being waved around third. He's coming to the plate. The throw will be cut off, and it's a 2-1 ball game.
What a piece of hitting by Don Taccolini right up the middle. Let's watch this again. That's exactly what you want to do. And this was a terrific throw by Martin. But the first baseman, Dickerson, came over and did the job. He saw, hey, there's no chance he's going to be out. And then if he does it and the ball goes all the way home, then that runner from first, Taccolini, could advance up to second on the throw. And you don't want that to happen. You don't want another man in scoring position. You want to keep him over there at first. That's a mistake that a lot of younger teams make. You know, if there's no chance of getting him out at home, just throw it into the cutoff. Don't allow that runner another extra base.
So now Kempner, for the first time in this series, has dented the scoreboard against Cy Ranch. They went 5 innings last night with just a couple of hits and not even a threat, really, of scoring against Grant Slaughter. They still trail in this one 2-1, but after the visit to the mound, Brosh and his infielders get ready to face Alec Laverne here with nobody out and Taccolini on at first base. Now, wouldn't expect Taccolini to be going here, but Laverne may be called on to try and move him into scoring position.
Yeah, with nobody out, I think that's for sure the play. Although Laverne has been hitting very, very well in the postseason, so it's kind of give and take there. Depends on how dedicated you are to playing small ball.
And he's swinging away, and swinging. He got a piece of it, I guess. Fouls it off. Lemoyne had it skip away from him, but because Laverne got a piece of it, and Taccolini was taken off with the pitch. You know, the coaches tell us he's kind of a free spirit, Dom Taccolini is, and he, in fact, in your interview with him, you saw he's kind of a take charge kind of guy, and so he probably, whether he's the fastest guy on the team or not, he probably thinks he's a threat to go here, and so he's got his lead away from first base. He'll throw back over, and they got him.
They sure did.
Picked
Good
him
call.
off. He was leaning a little bit too far, a step too far away, and he's erased on the pickoff.
Very good call, I think. Let's watch it again. Whoa, there we go.
Boy, that
was quick. Hey, you have a pickoff move like that, you're going to get some people.
But Taccolini looked a little faster than I remembered him in that shot as well. So 2-1. He's now, our Laverne is now up there with 1 out, nobody on base, and he skies one way into the afternoon blue sky above, and it comes down in the glove of the left fielder. Out number 2 is recorded. Bryce Johnson with the catch. Well, you almost sensed a little oomph there going into the dugout of Kempner, and then that pickoff move kind of
totally deflated, yeah. Everyone was up on the edge, ready to get fired up over another big play, and
Duszek up there now swings and misses.
I'm really curious to know if Slaughter is the number 1 guy that they're going to put in, maybe to close this ball game out. I don't know if Cy Ranch has a true closer. Looking at stats, it doesn't look like they do. So kind of curious to know if they're going to bring him in, maybe if they think Brosh is kind of done with in that 6th or 7th inning.
Well, they've got somebody loosening up down the right field line. Looks like Zach Bragg, a left-hander. Two balls and a strike to Dylan Duszek.
I sure thought Brosh looked good up to this point, though. I don't think you'd want to take him out now.
Pitch misses high, ball 3. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. A run in for Kempner. It's a 2-1 ball game now. Kempner has out hit Cy Ranch 3-1 in this game. But they trail by a run, and Dusek takes ball 4 inside, and second walk of the game, second walk of the inning allowed by Brosh, and Dusek is on now for Jordan Kopelman.
Yeah, that's kind of a sign that the pitcher's getting tired, all the walks. They got lucky that Taccolini was picked off. Otherwise, it would have been first and second with only 1 out. Bragg, the one warming up in the bullpen, has thrown 26 in the 3rd inning this season, allowing 23 hits.
Dusek takes the lead away, and Lemoyne, after the pitch, looks down that direction. Pitch is low for ball 1, 1-0 to Kopelman.
Bragg with a 2.13 ERA, so a very viable option there. .3-0 on the season.
Chopped. Foul back behind home plate. 1 ball, 1 strike on the number 7 hitter in the lineup. A walk to Tackle, a wild pitch, and a base hit by Taccolini got him home with a run here in the inning. And now there's 2 outs, and the throw goes over to first base. Dusek with a 2-out walk gets back onto the bag, standing up. 1-1 count on Kopelman at the plate. And the pitch low again, and Lemoyne getting the workout in this inning behind home plate. Uniforms are going to have to go through the washer twice for Dalton Lemoyne. It's 2 ball, 1 strike count. Brosh checks a runner. Dusek not going, and Lemoyne tried to hold that one to get the call.
Good looking pitch.
But now the count goes to 3-1.
A bit high? Yeah, I don't even know. I don't know what to say there. It was a pretty good pitch. As you see, not a huge lead over there at first, but gets a couple of extra steps right there at the end.
There's a strike called, and you heard the reaction of the Kempner fans. They thought that one was low. So
someone's going to be
maybe
mad
the
at
umpire's
you.
got a 30-second delay. It's a 3 ball, 2 strike count. And here's the pitch. Runner off, swing and a miss.
Good pitch. Took something off of that one, only a 71 on the gun, and got the hitter out in front of it. Terrific job to get out of that jam by Brosh.
Kempner comes up with a run on a hit, leaves a man stranded. We go to the 5th, 2-1 score. Cy Ranch leads, and you're watching it on FoxSportsHouston.com.
Oh, caramel mocha? Surprisingly, he has good taste.
Hey.
Hey.
2 irresistible flavors have finally come together. The new McCafe Caramel Mocha from McDonald's. It's the simple joy of twice the delight.
Two runs, 1 hit, 1 error for Cy Ranch. 1 run, 3 hits, 2 errors for the Kempner Cougars. They've been 2 costly errors, a couple of unearned runs on the ledger of Tate Williams, and he is out there to start the 5th inning, trying to keep his team just 1 run down here, and he faces Corbin Martin, the number 9 hitter, to start it off, and starts him off with a strike. 0-1 the count. Martin struck out looking his first time up. Squares the bunt this time, pops it up right back to Williams, and that was easy for out number 1.
Well, there's 4 bad bunts. Haven't seen a good bunt laid down yet. Now, normally this deep in the playoffs, you normally see a team that's pretty good at bunting. Not so far. Very good pitching and defense, though.
Leon Bird steps in. He reached in the first inning, was stranded at third on a walk. Fly to center his last time up, loops a single opposite way into right field this time, 1 for 2. And his hot hitting continues in the playoffs for Cypress Ranch.
And this is a guy that is very, very speedy. You definitely expect him to do something. You know, Tate Williams is really, really battling. Watching that again. Not a bad pitch outside. Leon Bird just went with it. Cy Ranch has done a lot of good things. Tate Williams doesn't have his best stuff, but he's battled.
Runner off. They throw to first, relay down to second, and Takel with the pick and the tag gets his man. 1-3-6 on the caught stealing. Well, that looks a little more like the Kempner defense that we've been used to seeing.
Yeah.
Bird's fast, but he didn't have a chance there.
Yeah, Bird was just going on first movement right there, and unfortunately for him, he didn't go past that 45-degree mark, so he can go ahead and throw it back to first and catch him stealing.
So now 2 outs in the inning, and Bryce Stark up there with a 1-0 count as that pitch is high and outside, but he's up there with nobody on. Open stance as he stands in there and takes up and away for ball 2. 2-0 the count. Breeze blowing briskly out toward left field now, and there's a pitch that misses away again, and now Williams has fallen behind 3-0, and he's had a lot of 3-ball counts in this ball game this afternoon. Ready to work and misses high, ball 4, and that for Tate Williams is the 5th walk. He walked 2 in each of the first 2 innings, went a couple of innings without allowing one, but now number 5 comes with 2 outs here in the 5th inning. Zach Smith steps up.
I think being down 2-1, if you see anybody that's warming up, it's going to be Taccolini.
Throw over to first base. It hits the runner, gets away from Laverne, and that will allow Stark to get into second base. Well, and if that's a throwing error, that's going to be the 3rd error of the ball game on Tate Williams.
Well, that's tough, giving him an error on that. I mean, it was an okay throw. Just had to.
Just wrong place at the wrong time. Well, would you give the error to Laverne instead?
I don't. That's a tough one. I don't think they flashed it up on the board. They did count it as an error, which it is. It's just I'm not sure who it's on.
Runner at second. Either way, it doesn't really matter. They've got a runner in scoring position now with a couple of outs, and the pitch misses inside. 2-0 to Zach Smith. He walked in the first inning, grounded back to the mound his last time up.
And every time they have had an error, a run has scored.
And there's a throw, another error. Well, it would have been an error, but backing it up quickly, Jordan Kopelman bailed out his pitcher there. You wonder with 2 outs here if Williams might not just be better served focusing on the batter at the plate, trying to get that 3rd out. Checks a runner at second, delivers, shot down the line, but it's going to be foul. Glances off the wall down by the University of Houston bullpen down the left field line. The Cougars, when they're at home, occupy the third base dugout, and so their bullpen is down the third base side here, but it's out of play down beyond the left field wall.
Which is a little bit different than the normal. Home team is normally in the first base dugout.
And there's a breaking ball that stays inside and misses for ball 3, 3-1. Another 3-ball count for Tate Williams here. And got 5 walks allowed already here in 4 2/3 innings. There's a chopper back up the middle. That one's going to get on through into center field. Kopelman in a hurry. He's going to throw to the plate, but it's offline. Run will score, and moving into second base on the throw is Zach Smith.
Well, case in point right there. There's no reason why Zach Smith should be at second base after a single. You know that run's not going to come in. Someone has got to cut that off. Let's watch it. No. Here it is. Someone's got to step in front, cut that ball off, and not allow Smith to get to second.
Well, now you see Kempner trying to keep any runs they can off the board. There's a hard hit ball off the bat of Dickerson, and he gets Hong headed back toward the wall, but he makes the catch on the run to retire the side. But after 2 outs, an error gets Stark to second base, and he scores on a bouncing ball single up the middle to make the score 3-1. Cy Ranch as they add a little bit of insurance heading to the bottom of the 5th. You're watching the Region 3 5A Championship Series presented by Texas Emergency Care Centers and Fabenco on FoxSportsHouston.com.
Chances are you spent plenty of time dreaming about it. Nothing but carefree